1. Lip syncing as the norm. Lip syncing in K-pop isn't inherently evil. There are valid reasons why it exists. When idols are pulling off extremely complex choreography, performing multiple times a day, or dealing with vocal strain or health issues, pre-recorded backing tracks or full AR are understandable. No one is expecting idols to hit high notes flawlessly while dancing full out for 3 minutes straight, 7 days a week. Vocal health matters, burnout is real, and this industry is brutal. But here's where I draw the line. When lip syncing becomes the default, not the exception, it's gotten to the point where you'll see idols not dancing, standing with a mic in hand, mouthing words, and that's it. Not a live note in sight. That's no longer a situational solution. That's straight-up theatrical lip service disguised as performance. Meanwhile, Ricky idols who do sing live are dragged for being pitchy while others coast on aesthetics and vibes with not a breath out of place because it was all pre-recorded. Lip syncing isn't evil, but doing it excessively while parading around as a performance genius or vocal ace is where the propaganda really kicks in. You're selling music as a live art, not a TikTok pre-recorded reel. If you're gonna claim the crown, you better prove you can wear it live. 2. The war on multi-stands. There's this oddly persistent narrative in K-pop circles that if you're not a ride-or-die solo stan for one group, then somehow you're less loyal, less genuine, or even untrustworthy. And respectfully, that's nonsense. Being a multi-stan doesn't mean you're spreading yourself too thin, it means you're enjoying K-pop as an industry and an art form. If someone stans BTS and also loves 17, a tease, or God forbid an SM group, that doesn't mean they're a fake fan. It means they're human with room in their brain and heart for more than one fandom aesthetic. Is there a way to be an annoying multi-stan? Of course. Just like there are toxic solos, delusional at gays, fake OT whatevers, and company bootlickers. Toxicity isn't tied to how many groups you like, it's tied to behavior. So no, I don't care if someone has 10 groups on their stan list. What I do care about is how they act. Stop shaming people for not being tunnel visioned on one fandom. It's music, not religion. You're allowed to enjoy more than one artist without being crucified for it. 3. One bad day equals no talent. This is one of those takes that reveals more about the person saying it than the idol they're dragging. The truth is, no performer, idol or otherwise, is immune to off days. Whether it's a crack note, a missed move, or just low energy, it happens. And the idea that a single flawed performance invalidates everything they worked for is not only unfair, it's incredibly immature. Some of you'll watch a 15-second TikTok clip, zoom in on one awkward facial expression, and suddenly become experts on someone's entire career. It's exhausting. These idols are doing live vocals, choreo, traveling across time zones, pushing through injuries, sickness, and burnout all while looking camera ready. Yet one subpar stage gets turned into a they can't sing, dance, rap narrative. That's wild. Now, is consistent mediocrity fair game for critique? Absolutely. But turning one imperfect stage into a full-blown indictment of someone's entire skill set is just lazy, bad faith fandom behavior. Even your favorite Western artists have off nights. So instead of setting unrealistic standards based on viral clips or stan war agendas, maybe we can start separating bad days from bad careers. Consistency matters, so does grace. 4. Extreme mass streaming. This obsession with mass streaming to the point of emotional burnout, financial strain, and parasocial warfare is one of the most manufactured, toxic arms of K-pop fandom culture, and I'm not buying it. Streaming has become less about music appreciation and more about proving your faves are relevant by brute-forcing numbers that say nothing about actual public interest or quality. We've got fandoms out here coordinating 24-hour streaming shifts like it's a military operation. Some fans have literally built 20-device streaming rooms, auto-playing songs they don't even listen to with the sound on mute. How is that a flex? Where's the authenticity in that? Where's the joy in consuming music? And don't even get me started on the guilt-tripping posts. If you're a real fan, you'd stream 100 times a day. No, if you're a real fan, you'd enjoy the music and support in ways that don't require losing sleep. Mass streaming in itself isn't evil, Of course, fans want to show love and support. But when it turns into a near religious obligation where fans feel pressured to spend hours every day looping the same track even when they're not enjoying it, that's not healthy. Not every comeback needs to break every record to be meaningful. And that's okay. Support your artists in ways that feel authentic. Stream, yes, but also enjoy. Let go of the pressure to compete with other fandoms, and remember why you fell in love with music in the first place. 5. The idea of flopping. This one has to be said. K-pop fans have redefined flop into something completely delusional. An artist could sell 300,000 albums in a week, chart in the top 10, pull millions of streams, and because they didn't beat some record from 2021 or didn't have a viral TikTok hit, fans will call it a flop. Be serious. Flopping used to mean no one cared. Like, genuinely, your album didn't sell. The tour didn't sell. You were ignored by the general public. But now, it's been twisted into this toxic culture of comparison, where unless you're number one globally, people act like your career is over. And let's be honest, this propaganda is pushed by fandoms to discredit any group that isn't theirs, even when those groups are still doing perfectly well by industry standards. Not every comeback is going to be a smash hit. That's normal. Not every group is going to grow at the same speed, dominate the same regions, or have the same kind of media buzz. But growth doesn't always look like going viral. Sometimes it's maintaining your fan base, improving artistry, selling out slightly larger venues. That's success too. If we're calling every solid comeback a flop, then we've lost the plot. Let artists evolve. Let groups experiment and try different sounds without screaming they fell off every 5 minutes. Some of your faves had lukewarm ears and bounced back. Some flopped and stayed flopping, but let the actual numbers and trajectory speak, not the insecurities of rival fandoms. 6. Payola. This is one of the most overused and least understood accusations in K-pop. Payola. K-pop fans love to throw that word around like confetti every time a group they hate charts well. But here's the thing, most of you don't even know what payola actually is. Payola is the illegal practice of paying radio stations or media platforms under the table to play your song in a way that manipulates the charts. It's a very specific, shady business tactic that's been exposed and punished in industries like US radio before. But in K-pop, y'all scream payola every time a group gets a playlist placement on Spotify, or even just good marketing. That's not payola. That's business. That's promotion. That's called a company doing its job. You know what's not payola? Ads, brand deals, billboard placements bought through digital campaigns. None of that is illegal. It's literally what every label in every country does to get their artists out there. When your faves do it, you call it smart marketing or global reach. But when a group you don't like does it, suddenly it's a government conspiracy and payola is the word of the day. It's one thing to criticize media bias or call out shady favoritism, that's a valid convo. But constantly reducing an artist's success to they paid for it without evidence just makes you look uninformed and bitter. Sometimes groups succeed because people actually like them. Wild concept. I know. 7. Worshipping other fans in the fandom. Let's talk about the weird little hierarchy that exists inside fandoms. The one where fan accounts, fan competitors, start getting treated like deities. Some of y'all are out here treating fellow fans like they're the 7th member of the group. Like, when did standing become less about the idol and more about gaining validation from a Twitter or TikTok user who posts aesthetic photo cards and concert set lists? Listen, I get it. Some fan accounts are entertaining, consistent, and put in a ton of work. They deserve recognition for fan labor. But when it crosses over into obsession, we need to reevaluate. Especially when these same fan leaders start bullying others, gatekeeping fandom behavior, and weirdly treating the group like their property. Also, low-key, some of y'all ride harder for those fan accounts than the actual idols. You trust their words over company statements, follow their biases blindly, and defend them like they're your sister in real life. It's not just cringe, it's dangerous. Now that you've reached the end of the video, thanks for watching and have a great day.